Here it is. Here it is. I thought that this shit was crazy, actually. These fucking win rate reports are crazy. Not because like they like realistically, no indicator of balance is a proper litmus for balance, right? But like if we look at ZVT, it looks pretty balanced, right? 50% win rate, like up and down, right? Cyril has a 94% win rate, but Elaser has a 0% win rate, right? So like those two things kind of balance each other out. But if we look at PVZ, right? Hero only has a 65% win rate, and Cyril has a 90% win rate, but there's also another player with a 0% win rate. Look at Nightmare. He has 18 series played, and he has 4 wins, right? Like, it feels bad. Like, unfortunately, I think that these stats prove that at the top level of play, there's like a huge skill depth gap, right? I really do think that there's a massive skill depth gap at the top level, right? Because we look at stats, and before he went to the military, he was in the position that Hero is in, right? Stats used to be in the position that Hero was in before he left for the military. He comes back from the military like a year of not being able to play competitively, and now he's like almost certainly the quote unquote worst pro gamer Protoss, right? He's gotten like no time, like he hasn't gotten to play and shit. There was an infographic that removed the number 1 player. Okay, here it is. Here it is. So the guy made another thing, but he removed the number 1 player from every race, right? It kind of painted a different story. Because with Clem in the running, right? With Clem in the running, or no, with Maru out of the picture, right? The TVZ win rate swings into Terran's favor, right? They just remove 1 player, which is Maru, and Maru doesn't even have as many matches played as everybody else, right? Like Clem has 82, Byun has 143, Maru has 44, right? So they remove Maru from the picture, and suddenly Terran has like a way higher win rate than they did previously versus Zerg. But also, they removed Cyril, who is the guy who has a 90% win rate versus Terran, right? Cyril has a 90% win rate in both matchups. So they took Cyril out of the picture, and Zerg looks way worse. Same with PVZ, but instead of PVZ looking better for Protoss when you remove Cyril, it looks even worse. It looks even worse when they remove Cyril. We go from 45% win rate to 34% win rate for Protoss at the highest level of play when you remove the number 1 player. So I thought that this was crazy, to be honest. ZVP is so bad. ZVP is horrible, dude. It is the worst matchup, and it makes me I cry myself to sleep thinking about how bad ZVP is, and then like lots of higher level players are like, "Oh, ZVP is fine. ZVP is fine. ZVP is fine." I'm like, "Bro, you are fucking out of your mind. You're actually out of your mind. It's crazy how out of your mind you are, right?" Like, but also, so if we look, right? If we look, Dark has 100% win rate if Hero isn't in the equation. If Hero isn't in the equation. But if Hero is in the equation, Dark has a 70% win rate, right? So he has like 13 series losses, and they are all to Hero. Every single loss that Dark has versus Protoss is Hero. Right? That's crazy, right? Hero is the only Protoss player who has taken a series off of Dark, and he's done it 13 times. I thought that was a crazy statistic to look at, you know? Like, but yeah, like, Hero props up the PVZ win rate a lot, right? It's at 34% without Hero. With Hero, it's at 45%. And then if we move down to the PVT one, right? Protoss has a 32% win rate versus Terran without Hero. And with Hero, they have a 40% win rate. So, like, I don't know, man. Like, this shit is bad. Like, I really feel like Protoss is fucking bad. Like, It's kind of crazy, right? Because this is over like 400 games. This is 400 games, right? That's a lot. That is a huge amount of games, and across like 120 series, like best of threes and best of fives. Like Protoss Stats has a 0% win rate. Skilless has an 11% win rate. Showtime has 25. Nightmare 26, 28. Max Packs, the best Protoss player, right? The best Protoss player, Max Packs. Everybody copes and it's like, Max Packs is the best. 36% win rate versus Terran. 36% win rate. Cure, 95% win rate. Bjorn, 80, 76. Hero Marine even has a 50% win rate. And then you get to Oliveira, Gumiho, and Bunny. And then you look at Gumiho's win rate, right? And it's 32%. Gumiho made it to the finals of GSL. The last GSL that happened like last month. He made it to the finals. He beat Classic 3-1 with his 30% PVT win rate, right? Like, it's crazy to me. And Classic is the only Protoss player with an above 50% win rate versus Terran. I feel like it's hella skewed up and fucked with the number one player included. But if you remove the number one player from each of these fucking things, it looks more like what it kind of feels like, right? Like ZVT is favored for Terran unless you have Serral there, right? ZVP is favored for Zerg, right? By what I would say is quite a lot, right? But when you remove Serral and Hero from the equation, it looks like the worst matchup in the game, right? And then the same with PVT, right? When you remove the number one player, PVT looks terrible. So I don't know, man. I don't know. It looks really bad.